Hello and welcome to Colorful Conversations. I'm your host, Miles Dolan, joined today by George Nowacek.
Hi,
George, before we start, could you let the audience know a little bit about yourself?
I'm George.
Very insightful. And what coloring utensils will you be using today, George?
We got a pen.
You have a pen, and are there multiple colors on that pen for you to work with?
Yeah, we got blue, red, green, and black.
Very interesting. Today I'm going to be using Crayola crayons.
Really.
And, it's always great to hear when someone's able to use a pen to do their coloring. And just continuing along with the theme here, George, I'm going to be coloring, if I may, a beautiful picture of a unicorn under the sun. George, what will you be coloring today?
I have February.
Very insightful. Well, let's get to coloring. George, obviously today is a fantastic day. You're joined with me. I'm just going to start out by dumping all of my crayons on the table, and we're just going to see where it goes. What
Perfect.
color should you think that I should color the sun?
Purple.
Wow, great minds think alike. I had purple in my hand. And so, before having
Wow.
you on the show, George, I created a list of the most controversial topics I could think of, and I came up with the following: abortion, gun control, climate change, immigration, the death penalty, LGBTQ plus rights, gender inequality, and racial injustice. Which of these would you like to discuss with me?
The color purple.
All right, abortion it is. Why don't you get us started?
Um, what do you mean?
All right,
What are
we'll
we
talk
going to
about,
talk about
fine,
abortion?
we'll talk about something else. Fine.
Oh, okay.
Say you woke up one day and found out that you were the ruler of a tiny island nation populated entirely by sentient penguins. What would your first decree
Okay.
be?
Snow cones
Snow cones.
for
And
everyone.
for all of the penguins, would they be eating these snow
Mhm.
cones or would they be using them as a means to get from here to there?
Eating and using them as trucks.
As trucks, so how would you picture these snow cones being?
Um, they're in the shape of a truck.
Wow. And would they have any paper, as a traditional snow cone does, or would this snow cone be entirely made of ice?
Um, I think it will have some paper to hold the snow cone and
Mm.
hold the penguins who are riding it as a truck.
Do you think that possibly the paper would be the vessel for which the wheels are contained?
I think so.
Very interesting. If I was in this situation, I probably would be one of the penguins. So I would be in your truck, as you mentioned.
Really.
Thank you. Do you like cheese?
I do like some cheese.
I do not like cheese. Well, that's not correct. I love cheese, but cheese does not love me.
Oh, why not?
I always have problems with it. We don't always get along. Just to get back to my coloring here, I have begun to color the corona of my sun, and I'm coloring it with a blue. According to the crayon color, it is blue-green, verde azulado, or blue vert.
Oh, that's cool. I have red.
You have red. Wow. Does your pen tell you any other colors, as mine does with the combination of blue-green, or does it just have the color red and you have to assume that that is the color?
I have paper mate ink joy.
Oh, wow. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Another interesting thought here is imagine that you suddenly gain the ability to communicate with household appliances, but only one appliance. Which appliance would you wish to talk to?
I'm thinking a toaster.
That's very interesting. Why would you choose to talk to a toaster, George?
Because then we can take baths together.
Oh, wow. And when you were taking a bath with this toaster, would you prefer it to be plugged in, or would you like it to be in its natural state?
I mean, the conversations would be electric, some might say.
Colorful even.
Colorful.
I've begun to color
What?
with the color orange. This orange is
No,
listed as orange, naranja, and then orange again. It does not appear that the French have another word for orange. If you
orange.
if you spoke French, what would you call
Okay.
it? What would you call the color orange?
Um, orange.
Orange. I think I might call it fromage. That means cheese, I think.
Fromage.
Yeah, fromage, fromage. We're all talking about the same thing here. It's all cheese.
It's all orange, actually.
You're correct. I have colored the bottom of my unicorn orange, but I think I'm going to say that they have a very bad sunburn, and I will be coloring the rest of the unicorn red.
What happened to purple?
I colored the middle of the sun purple. I'm sorry, I'm actually going to be coloring it red, violet, uh, violetta, Rigiolizo, sounds like Riz, violet,
And
rojo,
Lizzo. That's it.
Lizzo, Lizzo with the Rizzo.
Mm,
What a fantastic day to be coloring a
what a
unicorn
great
with a
day.
red
Great
face.
day.
Great day. What a day.
What a day, I say.
What a day. So, George, would you rather have a lifetime supply of free tacos, but only be able to eat them while skydiving, or have the ability to teleport, but only to within porta potties?
Wait, say the taco one again, real quick.
Would you like me to repeat the entire question?
Just the taco part.
Taco part. Did that answer your question?
It did. I think
Okay.
I would rather have the tacos while skydiving.
Very interesting. How do you reckon you
Unlimited
would be
tacos,
unlimited
but no
tacos,
tacos.
but how would you be able to eat these tacos as you are skydiving?
How many of the those tacos do you think you can shove in your mouth?
I think that if I were given the opportunity, well, here's another wrinkle to throw into your plans. Are these hard shell or soft shell tacos?
I think it's going to be a combination.
A combination. Do I get to choose how many of each?
One,
One of each. I thought that it was unlimited though.
one at a time.
Only one at a time. All right. So if I was in this situation, I think
Mhm.
that I would choose to start with one soft shell taco. I would shove it in my mouth. Do I have to complete the taco before I can have another?
Yes.
Okay, then to answer your question, how many could I shove in my mouth at a time? The answer would be one, since I can only have one at a time.
How about seven?
Well, there's a bit of an issue on that front, George. I appreciate your confidence in me, and frankly, if I was in the situation where I was permitted to shove seven tacos in my mouth, I think that I could do it with ease. But you have thrown the wrinkle into my plans of I may only have one taco at a time. So I don't think I would be able to have seven tacos at once. Oh, are you okay?
Oh, I am.
Let's take a quick break from our coloring. George, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. This is wonderful. I got myself a mini Coke. I played Uno last night
You played Uno last
with my
night.
friends,
How many
and I
friends do
won
you have?
one. It was me and Chris.
Well, here's the question. Was this similar to the taco scenario where you're only allowed to have one friend at a time?
No, I just
Okay.
have one friend.
So if you could have unlimited friends, but you could only have them while skydiving, or you could teleport, but only into porta potties, which would you choose?
One friend.
One friend.
I've
I've
changed
come.
colors actually.
Oh wow, I just realized that I forgot to color one of my unicorn's arms, and I forgot which color I was using to color the head. I'm pretty sure that it was this red violet. I'm gonna give it a whirl. And I
How
was
many
correct.
different colors do you have?
Currently, I have colored the eyeglasses pink, the head and arms of the unicorn red violet. I'm now
Hmm.
realizing I forgot to go over the color pink that I started using. It's called Carnation Pink,
Ooh,
Rosado Clavel, Rose Silente, Ciliette, Cel, Ciliate, maybe.
I
That was
feel
a
like we're
tough word.
butchering those
But you know
words.
what, George? All we can do is our best and leave the rest to the big man upstairs.
Oh,
I've
who's
moved on.
upstairs?
There are probably some rats and maybe a few raccoons.
Huh.
I have moved
How
on to the
about how
tramp
about
stamp of my
bugs?
unicorn.
I
Bugs?
think there might be bugs in your house. Someone should call the exterminator.
What type of bugs do you reckon are in my house?
I have no idea. I think might have heard that there was one singular bug in the
One
house,
bug.
and it might have caused some chaos in the house.
Speaking of bugs, do you think that the Alexa monitoring systems are listening to us right now?
Yes,
And do you have an Alexa in your room at the moment?
I do not.
Oh, wow, I'm very surprised.
The Alexas don't connect to Wi-Fi in this place.
And does that make you sad? Because that could allow you to have two friends.
You think Alexa's my friend?
If you ask nicely, I'm sure that Alexa would be your
Do you
friend
think
if
she'll
you.
tell me a joke?
I think that if you say, "Hey Alexa, tell me a joke," it would not.
No.
I have
But I want it to
colored
tell
the
me a joke.
tail. I've colored the tail of my unicorn black. And I'm not going to be saying the Spanish word for black, but the French one is noir, I think. Nor? I am frankly unsure.
Wait, I think that's right.
Thank
I
you.
have a penguin in mine. My February. I'm just noticing I got a penguin.
And does this penguin have a truck-shaped snow cone?
Um, it's got a Starbucks cup.
That's pretty good. Did you get this um coloring from Starbucks?
I did not. I got it from the internet.
Oh, wow. That's really
I
exciting that you were
googled.
able to do that.
I googled February coloring book because it is February.
That's really
I think.
exciting. For me, I went into a coloring book that I have. I'll show it on the screen. It is My Little Pony, 48
Wow.
page coloring book. I got it on sale, I believe, for 99 cents, and it has, frankly, more colorings than I could ever need. However, I'm about to run out of them, so I may need more.
Oh, I think it might be time to go to a trip to the Kroger's.
Um, I definitely could do that. But I have another question I'd like to pose to you, George.
You know what's up?
If you could have any superpower, but it had to
Yeah.
be completely useless, what would it be?
Um. Let me think. Being good at fantasy soccer.
Well, that would be quite useful, actually, considering how poor you are at it. It would definitely bring
Oh,
you a lot of joy, and it maybe would even bring you a second friend.
how would being good bring me a second friend?
You never know what good fortunes bring when the fantasy football gods come to sing.
What's your thoughts on Joe Gomez?
Joe Gomez, I presume, is not on this coloring page, but I have just
Oh,
switched to the color indigo, which, if you were unaware, is indigo in English,
hmm,
indigo in Spanish, and in French it is also indigo.
hmm.
Very, very exciting stuff we have here. When you hear the words, I feel it in my fingers, what comes to mind?
Um, I don't know what comes to mind, but I just get this feeling in my toes.
And do you ever get the feeling that love is all around us?
I
And
sometimes
possibly to
do.
even let the feeling grow.
Do I let the feeling grow in my toes too?
You definitely could. That would definitely be a possibility. How's your coloring coming along, George? How are we looking?
I've I've run out of colors.
Oh man. I have moved on to still using the Indigo.
Oh, brilliant. What's your thoughts on Ted Lasso?
I think Ted Lasso is a TV show that I am currently watching for the fifth
Third
time.
time? Fifth time, wow.
Yep,
Are
that's
you
what I'm
just
doing.
starting season one again, or
Well, I began by just starting season one, and then I moved on and am now on season two. And frankly, I anticipate making my way to season three. In fact, I anticipate making my way to the end of season three.
by when?
Probably by the time that I finish season two and the beginning of season three, the middle of season three, and the end.
Hmm. When was the first time you watched Ted Lasso?
I think that the first time I watched Ted Lasso was when I was gifted a free subscription to Apple TV.
Hmm.
Um, and it was a real great experience for me because
I'm
I was
so
able
glad.
to watch it
Wow,
all by
what a time to
myself. I
be
was able
alive.
to watch it. Yes.
You
What
watched it all by
a
yourself?
day. I watched it all by myself the first time I watched it. Um,
No.
I sort of felt like this unicorn underneath the sun, just basking in my glory.
Wow.
What are your thoughts on the My Little Pony
Socio.
unicorns
uh,
all having tramp stamps?
I think it's teaching the kids good values.
I agree completely. And maybe if they are able to um, have these good values soak in, then maybe they'll be able to have at least two friends.
No, they're doing better than me. I was never taught these values, so that's probably why.
Is that why you do not have a tramp stamp today, George?
I don't. I can neither confirm nor deny that I do.
Very interesting. Would Well, you've obviously classified yourself as below average in the amount of friends you have, but would you classify yourself as above average in anything? Let me actually rephrase that. I don't want you to lie. Would you classify yourself as slightly better than somebody else in anything?
I would say so.
And what would that thing be?
Coloring.
Wow. Speaking of coloring,
Yeah,
how is your coloring coming, George? What
it's
percentage of your coloring do you think that you're done with?
probably about 75, maybe.
That's very impressive. I've moved on to coloring grass underneath my coloring, even though my unicorn is actively sitting in a cloud.
What? You're drawing? Are you drawing?
I am coloring grass in the sky, yes.
Wow. This
Um,
is
I think
this
for
is
me, if I was to say I was above average in anything, I would say I am above average in all things.
is that so?
Notably, I'm above average in humility.
Brilliant. Would you say that you're good at fantasy baseball?
I mean, I'm not willing to divulge any secrets at this time. As you are fully aware, I'm under contract with the Big Man Association, so I'm not able
Hmm.
to um, tell any secrets about how I was able to get so great. But it's really without question and without doubt that I am one of the best fantasy baseball managers in the past decade.
In the past decade? Oh, that's
Hmm.
brilliant. Um, what happened during the playoffs of last year's fantasy baseball?
Again, I have legal obligations against divulging a lot of the things that occurred during that. Um,
Are
if
you under
you're,
an NDA from Zach Gallen?
I'm definitely under, I can't say if it's an NDA or not because it is just so protected. Um,
Hmm.
but we definitely, as a club, have a lot of learning to do. And um, frankly, I really, I think I've said too much at this point. I'm not supposed to be discussing any of this.
Hmm. In preparation for the new season, that the draft is happening in less than a month, almost 3 weeks. Some may say. Would you say you're fully prepared?
Again, as you know, I have a contract through Apple TV through the Big Man Association, and I'm just not able to talk about a lot of these things that go into it. I had to I'm able to say I had to sign an NDA through the organization with that one.
Mm,
Two
mm,
separate NDAs I was forced to uh, indulge in.
that makes
But
sense.
with you, you were able to add a new teammate to your team. How do you
Ethan
feel the
Hellops.
addition of Ethan Hellops will be to your playoff chances?
I think he's a game changer. Game
He's a
changer.
game changer. You heard it here
He
first
he
on
opens
Colorful
the app every
Conversations.
single day.
All by
Opens the app
himself, he does
every
that?
single. He does. He does. He's going to
Wow,
have the app downloaded.
that's really impressive.
Hmm.
Speaking of
And
unicorns
we're going to win the
floating in
whole
the
thing
sky, do you anticipate being able to float into first place?
in fantasy baseball.
Just in life.
Oh, I think so. I think if I work hard at it, I'll be first in life.
Very, very impressive. I have run out of things to draw, so I have drawn a second sun onto my coloring. And I would
It's
love to
great.
ask you another question, George.
Okay.
If you were on a desert island and could only bring three things, what would you bring?
Um, my pen with red, green, black, and blue colors. My
Mm,
February um, coloring sheet, and you.
wow, you would bring me.
I wish.
If it was
So we could
me,
do colorful conversations until we die.
if it was me, I would
Yeah.
bring a bucket of water, a telephone, and three finger puppets.
No, that doesn't count. There's only three things. You can't have three separate finger puppets.
Well, the finger puppets actually came in a pack. They'd be
That doesn't
cellophane
count.
together.
Okay.
You
Thank you
said
for the
that you,
clarification.
well, you said that you were able to bring your
My
pen.
pen is connected.
Yeah, these finger puppets would also be connected. I'd be able
Okay.
to put them
Thank you.
all onto my fingers.
Thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome.
So it's a glove.
Well, they are individual finger puppets, but when I would bring them onto the
Hmm.
island, they would classify as one item. So again, I'd bring a bucket of water, a telephone, and three finger puppets.
Why would you choose those?
Um, well, the finger puppets I think would be a lot
I,
of fun
I
to have.
understand the I understand the finger puppets. I meant the water and the telephone. Like,
I think the
what's the point
telephone,
of those?
I could play Jetpack Joyride on the telephone,
Oh,
and I
okay.
think that would be a lot of fun. And on the water, I feel like
On the water.
I could use it to brush my teeth
Okay.
because I don't have any toothpaste, so I just use water.
But I thought you were on an island. Didn't you have the
Yeah,
sea
but
waters?
that water is salty.
Hmm. Like Goody. Bingo.
Sometimes salty. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you've been forced to run with scissors?
I don't think so.
Hmm. And why do you
Have
think
you?
that is?
No, no. Have you?
Have I ever been forced to run with scissors?
Yeah.
Um, no, I have never in my life, no.
Yeah.
But if the question was rephrased to instead of have you ever found yourself in a situation where you have been forced to run with scissors, to have you ever ran with scissors, I would be able to confidently say yes, I have.
Why were you running with scissors? I thought that was a no-no.
It definitely depends on the situation at hand, but obviously, if you're like me and you're able to um, just successfully uh, get from here to there with the scissors in your hand, then you can get quite confident and really get a little bit of moxie into your steps.
I'm gonna be honest, I zoned out. I finished
Okay.
my coloring page though.
Wow, George, I
You want to
finished mine
see?
as well. I'd love to see. Wow, George, that's very impressive. Would you like to see mine?
No.
Oh,
Actually, yes. Sure.
oh, okay. I'll show you.
No, thank you. That's brilliant, man. You sit on a cloud, but there's some grass.
Yeah, I'll describe my coloring to you. This is the unicorn. This
I
is the
can see it.
sun. This is a house and a car. This is grass. This is a spaceship right here. And
Okay.
this is a second sun. The
Why
prodigal
is there
son,
two
if I
suns?
may.
Okay. Well, now I understand.
Well, George, there's only one thing left to do on Colorful Conversations, and that is to autograph our colorings and sign out.
What color? Black?
I have done
Blue?
my autograph in purple, and I'm also going to
Okay.
date it 2024. George, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on Colorful Conversations today. I hope that you have a colorful day.
Thank you.